Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a very long time since we've done one of these, but today I have for you the HG Iron Blooded Orphans 144 scale, or 1 to 144 scale model Gundam Kimaris Trooper. Been a long time since I've done this, and I'm going to be trying something new out because YouTube stinks at, copyright claims, and so I'm going to be trying something different during picture segments. Alright, let's go. Alright, so inside we have 1, 2, 3 packages, each containing about 2 of these clip racks, or staff away holders, and the instructions. Now, if you are new to this channel, then you will know how I typically do things. So we will be starting, of course, following instructions, mostly to a T, usually. We will be starting with the main body, going down to the head, the right arm, which will be simply just the same as the left arm, just mirrored, the feet, and then we will also be showing you just the right leg, the waist, general assembly, along with all of this gunplay kit's weapons. So, yeah. And we will also be using this. This is the first time I believe I've ever shown this on the channel. Or in a video, I should say. This is a kit I bought off Amazon. It's a really good beginner's gunplay kit. The pliers are a lifesaver, and so is the sanding, or the files when it comes to sanding down nubs and stuff, so I'd recommend pick this up on Amazon. It was roughly about $24. Not sponsored. Alright, so basically all I used for the main body of this kit was the tweezers, or I believe I used the ESD 11 tweezers, the clippers, and I only used that flat file once to get off a scrape of the chest plate, and that was about it. That's not really all that much to consider when you're building one of these. The getting really all you really need to consider is how careful you are snipping bits and pieces out of it, because things can get broken, things can get ruined, and yeah, so that is the body. I'm going to move on to the next clip, and then we'll be moving on to the arm, the head. Alrighty then, and that is how you build the main body. As you can see, we went through each step by step, and I I combined some of the steps into one step or pretty much one step, so as to make this video as short as possible on pictures, just so you can get my general opinion. So yeah, the real winner here is these wire cutters. They are really good at just getting in close to the plastic that you need to cut off, and not leaving too many of these abrasions, so which I would use this for. And that's going to leave it looking a little worse for wear, but using a polishing tool that is also in the, I believe that's also in the kit, will clean up those scuffs. So, just work at your own pace. The tools make it a lot easier not to break any pieces, so you don't have to, you know, have to, you know, glue them back together or buy another kit entirely just to finish one. So, alright then, we'll be moving on to the head. This is just, you know, 1, 2, 3 steps. And I will go over how I've been applying stickers. When I apply stickers, I usually use one of these tweezers, depending on what the sticker is and how it's supposed to be applied. Makes it real easy to do, and the stickers come out looking a lot better than usual. Side note, say hello to Musho. Musho. And for the head, I used once again the wire cutters, a pair of tweezers. I can't remember which ones. But that's fine. They'll be in the next clip. And really the only challenge there was getting the sticker on the face right. And that's really the most challenging part of these kits, is getting the stickers correct. So, yeah, not too much to talk about considering that's a relatively easy process. Just gotta be careful with how you finger things in, because once again, you don't want to accidentally break things in between your fingers. And really just use tweezers and other teasing implements when necessary. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright, and that is the head. So, for the sticker on the head, I used the ESD 13s. And you can see that the sticker, yeah, it's not as evenly applied, but oh well. What can you really do? It's a lot more nicely applied than the Barbatos Lupus Rex's one that I did a long time ago that I didn't film. So that just, you know, head just locks right on. Right on there. And now he's just a body with no legs, no arms, and no waist. Just a head. Alright, so let's move on to the right arm. And like I said, we won't be covering the left arm because it's the same process, just different sides. Alrighty then, so let's get to it. Alright, and that is the arm segment. So, that's pretty much it for both arms. I'm gonna put together this one and or the left arm off camera, and then I will get back to you on, you know, what I use, the different tweezers I used, and such. So, here we go. Alright, so there's the arms. One thing to note is that this arm has a different outer panel, and that's because, you know, it's going to have probably something on this side that most likely the shield he has, so there's that to note, but aside from that, they're two completely the same, identical setups. I used the ESD11 and my pliers, of course. I haven't had to sand down any nubs that stood out. Something that I did do, however, I did cut off some of his pinky. You can see that. Cut off some of his pinky. Whoopsie! Well, who cares? Alright, cat jokes aside, we're going to be moving on to the feet. This shouldn't take too long, so let's get into it. Came the feet. So what I used for those, again, I used the ESD 11s to tease the D3 piece, the PC PG pieces into place with the foot armor. And to cut those free, I merely used, once again, the tweezer, or the pliers, or wire cutters, whatever you want to call them. I used those, and teased everything into place. And before we move on to the next segment, it is time for... Alrighty then, and that is the feet. You will notice I did these simultaneously. These tweezers are really your friend when it comes to teasing the PC3 bit into the D8 armor plate. So, like, just tease that in there gently and you should not have a problem. It was a little difficult at first until I got the right angle on it, but I managed to get it in there nonetheless. So let's move on to the full right leg. Like the arms, I will only be showing you the one leg process because it's the same on both. And then we will move on to, the waist, the weapons, and so on. Okie dokie. Okay, and then after we did the feet, we did the legs. Legs didn't really have any stickers on them, so that was fine. The hardest part was getting everything oriented correctly, because you have to consider if you orient it wrong, you're going to be making another right leg as opposed to another the left leg. So that was a bit of a challenge. I say it was a bit of a challenge merely because I am slightly dyslexic and telling left from right sometimes can be rather difficult. So, yeah. Anyway, aside from that, the really only hard bits were teasing the correct armor pieces into place, so on and so forth. And once again, I used the SD11 tweezers to tease smaller bits into place, as well as the flat file to file down any... Okay, and that is the right leg. And I will get back to you once I have finished the left leg. Anyway, so those are the legs. We're going to be moving on to the waist next. And I have to re-record this, and this is going in a blooper reel. So the waist was kind of difficult because you have many more moving parts than on a normal kit. You have these weird arm pieces that will later be holding his lance in place, or helping him support his arm, I should say, in his speed form. And then you have this big old back plate thorax-like thing. I don't know why it's there. I guess it's to make it more centaur-ish, if that makes any sense, because, in his speed form he has 4 legs, quote-unquote, and the centaur has 4 legs, and he has a tail and a big old back end, so I guess that makes sense. Anyway, enough with my incessant rambling. We're going to be moving on to his weapons and the stand. Alright, and that is the waist, the legs, the head, the body, and the arms. So let's put these together. And there we go. The freaking things put together. I know I sound like I'm losing, patience and whatever, but I'm really not. This is just how I am on a typical Thursday afternoon. Or rather, Thursday afternoon. So that is most of his main body completed. There's still some other odds and ends that I have to put together, mostly because I believe this kit comes with a interesting transformation. I'm not really sure, but there's some other stuff that goes with it, and we're gonna be getting to the weapons next. So let's get right down to that. It's over. And it looks like he has his own stand as well, so we'll be covering that. This is one of his weapons. I believe it's a shield type gun thing. I don't know. And then, you know, there's sword, which I'm pretty sure is already put together along with the shield I was talking about. Okay, so let's get into it. To build is relatively straightforward. You don't really need to follow the directions, but it would help if you did, because I did make one mistake in its assembly. If you don't put it together right, the figure won't be able to face the correct direction, and it's relatively difficult to pry these pieces apart without accidentally breaking them. Luckily, I did not have this issue. I hope you guys do not as well. On to the weapons. Alright, that is the stand. That is all handy-dandy finished. Next, we will be moving on to his weapons, and then I will show you what he looks like on the stand with all of his little toys. And go! Anyway, this is him in his flight form. He used this when he saved that woman who killed Biscuit in the anime. I can't remember her name, but in this form he moves around super quick. Obviously his other form is his combat form, and it's when his legs aren't all wonky like this. But yeah, that is the Gundam Kimaris Trooper, and thank you for watching.